Hey, Sam. I've been hearing about the police leaving their jobs because they don't want to take the vaccine. And I'm over here thinking, well, they're not really going to need the police anymore since the vaccinated are, hooked to the cloud. And they're putting up cameras everywhere, which are going to take the place of the police anyway. So they're getting rid of the police because there's no need for them anymore. And so they're going through their phase now. So let's listen.
After 22 years on the force, a Washington state trooper signing off for the final time after being forced to give up his job for refusing to get the COVID-19 vaccine. Listen.
This is my final sign-off. After 22 years of serving the citizens of the state of Washington, being asked to leave because I am dirty. State 1034, this is the last time you'll hear me in a state patrol car. And Jay Inslee can kiss my
Joining me now, that state trooper, Robert LeMay. Good morning to you, sir. I cannot imagine what making this decision was like for you, the vaccine.
Okay, I can't imagine finishing this video without letting you know that this is a man over here on the left with a wig on. So let's all be clear on that. That's a dude in the wig. Okay.
Versus your job. So why did you ultimately decide to walk away from the job that you love?
Well, thank you for having me on this morning. And for starters, prayers go out to those Texas officers. This is happening daily across our country, and officers are losing their lives. So thank you for noticing that. It wasn't a question. When the governor of the state of Washington started his mandate project, my wife and my family we're not taking it. We don't do vaccines. We don't do flu shots. We don't do any of that stuff. So over the last month, it's been nothing but just beating up our fellow employees, constantly telling them they have to vax, they have to do this, they have to do that. Our leadership was actually asking for some directive in regards to COVID, what to do for COVID, for traffic stops. We worked 18 months without having any type of issues. And now suddenly we have to have these mandatory vaccines. Mm-hmm. So that's not taking...
Right. You guys worked 18 months to make sure we was in damn masks and making sure that, we didn't, go into the facilities without masks. And, y'all worked 18 months on that oppression of all the regular citizens that, what y'all been doing? Oppressing, and now they turned on you like devils do. They turned on you and let you know that y'all wasn't worth shit. And now they don't need y'all. Y'all can get that shot, though. You can get that shot, or you can hit the road like everybody else. Okay, so, all of that blue code and all of that oppression and all of that fuckery y'all was doing to make sure that we didn't go and get our, stolen goods back. Now they beating y'all ass up. And so y'all want us to have some sympathy. I don't have no sympathy. Not a bit. Not one bit. Not one bit. Shouldn't be no damn police. That's how I feel about it. But go ahead on with your story. Now, what happened?
Taking the vaccine wasn't even a question. Mm-hmm. The process, how they did it, was ridiculous, and making people do this or you're losing your job was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you made your feelings on Governor Inslee very clear during your final...
But you didn't think it was ridiculous to be out there, giving out citations to people because they were standing too close together, or that they were in a group of too many, because y'all decided how many people was too much for us to be together. You didn't have no problem doing that, right? No problem. You didn't jump up with no protest like, but I don't want to do this because I think that this is wrong, right? You didn't have no problem with making sure folks was in that mask, making sure folks were 6 feet apart, making sure businesses were going out of business because they wasn't, complying. You didn't have no problem with none of that. None of that till they threw the vaccine up at you. Then you have a problem now because you're not taking it, and none of your family never took it or nothing. But you worked every day to enforce everything leading up to the vaccine until they smacked you with the vaccine. So go ahead on.
Call, and his vaccine mandate goes into effect today. Show proof of vaccine or essentially lose your job. So you said that it was not a question on whether or not you were going to get the vaccine. You weren't. Did you file for any sort of exemption?
Yes, ma'am, I did. I filed for a religious exemption. My family, we're God-fearing people, as well as a lot of the other troopers that I work with. They did accept our exemptions after some time, and then they told us, sorry, there's no job you can do with your exemption.
Wow.
So they came out and told us, well, we can retrain you for a different position, but there's only a few positions, and you're going to have to move across the state. Obviously, it wouldn't be to the salary that we have. So I'm
Well, it sounded like you had a choice. You could have did some of that moving, and okay.
with 22 years, I'm maxed out in regards to pay. So this is the best that I'll make the rest of my career. So for me to take a lesser position in regards to pay would be very detrimental to my family. These are the type of
So less pay will be detrimental to your family, but leaving you have no pay. So, okay.
actions they were doing. They were not very open or clear of what they wanted to do, how they wanted to do it. People had very good questions. In fact, our chaplain, our chaplain with the Chaplaincy Foundation here, he's even being fired. This is a gentleman that his job is to push the chaplaincy, and they're not even going to accept his exemption.
That's unbelievable.
So it's just not me.
Yeah, I'm sure that you're not alone in this.
Yeah, they're not going to accept none of those religious exemptions because Jesus is sending them straight to the vaccine. So, religion is sending you to the vaccine. So how is the religion exemption going to be even looked at as something when they're going to tell you Jesus is telling you already to go to the vaccine? So there you go with your religion. And Buddha and all the rest of them are going to be coming up and letting you know that, it's in the best interest of the Baphomet God that you all get the vaccine. So, okay.
So what are other officers saying about this vaccine mandate?
What are they saying?
People are pretty pissed.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I started this off at
Are they as pissed as, the people were that, y'all was giving out the citations to, telling them that they couldn't stand next to their family members because there was too many of them, or that they, was getting citations because they did not have that mask on when they was in the store? Was what? Okay.
the Jason Ranch show here in Seattle, and it just kind of blossomed. And we've had thousands of officers from across the country reach out and as a support, because you got to remember, this is happening in liberal Washington State with liberal Jay Inslee, but it can happen anywhere. You look at states like Texas right now, which I'm originally from. Grew up in Keller, Texas, and got a lot of good friends down there. Well, you know, Texas has always been pretty conservative. Well, the more people move in there that think a lot like Jay Inslee, it tends to flip things. So voting is very important. In the state of Washington.
See, dumb shit like that. Voting is very important. No, it's not. Voting is not important at all. Okay? At all. They don't give a damn about you going in there. All they do when you line your dumb asses up to go vote is they look and say, look, we still have some dummies. We can get them vaccinated. If you're not already vaccinated, because I think personally that only the vaccinated are doing any of the dumb shit that are, you know, pre-vaccinated and vaccinated are the only ones voting and, you know, concerned about what the fuck is going on with any of the bullshit that's going on. Okay, let's finish this.
And guys didn't know what to do. We have a lot of young troopers. The guys that I work with, I can pretty much be their dad. I mean, I'm old enough to remember what an 8-track player was when I was a kid. So these kids are trying to figure out what they're going to do. We have lots of brand new babies, medical conditions. There's sole incomes like us. We're sole. My wife works part-time at a place, but we're basically sole income. I'm it.
Yeah, you know what? Tell that shit to all of those small businesses that, you know, you guys had no problem running around there and making sure that they closed out. And, you know, because they wasn't following that same law that you guys are implementing, and that you guys implemented up until the time they told you guys to take the vaccine, and now you want to stand up for some shit. So that's where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to pull up no damn sympathy because, you know, y'all took that little oath, you know. So, you know, I keep thinking about that. And, you know, all of you guys are set to make sure that we stay in line, right? So now you're getting fucked by the vaccine and you want me to have some sympathy and feel concerned. I don't. Not a bit. Not a bit. You served your course. And as in devildom, and with devils, it's dog eat dog. They just eating you. That's all.
So with 4 kids, with that, people are scrambling, but the support's been great for our fellow troopers.
Yeah.
We've been kind of lifting each other up, supporting each other. The outcry from the public has been amazing. I did not even expect this. Mine was kind of a screw you, Jansley, we're done. But the way I have been reached out and loved on by the citizens of the United States of America.
And yeah, the citizens of the United States of America and us reaching out and loving on the police. You know, I'm so confused because, you know, first the citizens are saying that they're getting beat to death by the police and the police is always against them. And now y'all rallying up to the police. You know, hey, you know, everybody, you know, I don't promote no violence or nothing like that. You know, I'm not for none of that shit and all of that. But, you know, I'm just looking at, you know, what I've been seeing throughout this whole pandemic, you know, the George Floyds and the Breonnas and whatever other fake shit they threw up there to, you know, let us know how much the police is against us and, you know, always trying to beat us down, you know, humans, and keep us in line and in order. And now, all of a sudden, that's irrelevant now. Y'all forgot that now. No, the police never did nothing wrong now. They just citizens and they beautiful and lovely. And now, you know, let's stand up for them. Y'all can't stand up for you don't want to wear the fucking mask. You can't stand up for we don't want our kids vaccinated. You can't stand up for we don't want to get vaccinated or nothing. But all of a sudden now you can stand up, you citizens, for the police because they losing jobs now. Okay, I'm so fucking confused. Okay, but let's finish listening.
It's incredible.
Have you heard, Robert, from other officers that are willing to take the step that you did and are going to leave their jobs because of this vaccine mandate? Because we're dealing with a situation right now where the crime is up in liberal cities like Seattle. And then if you think about how you could have a vaccine.
They don't give a damn if crime overflow. Y'all police officers are going to be eliminated, okay? So just get ready for that. Okay, just like those people that ran their businesses had to get ready for that. You know, just like all the rest of the working people out here that, you know, gonna be losing their jobs because they're not gonna take the damn vaccine. Just get ready for that, you know. And, okay.
Of police officers leaving because of this vaccine mandate, it could get pretty scary.
Oh, yes, ma'am. My beat is Yakima, which is Eastern Washington. Our fatality rate is high. Our crime rate, our murder rate is high. We have people just opening up on...
Well, the murder rate is high because the vaccine is killing everybody, and that's straight murder. So that's how I feel about that. So they need to eradicate that. And you guys didn't do nothing about that. So...
cars with guns because they're mad because they cut them off. I mean, I've never seen a homicide rate like it is now. It's insane. And you're right. My fellow... And
I think if the crime and all of this stuff is increasing, yeah, but we don't know nothing about it because COVID. But, yeah, you know... you're taking away jobs, you know, you're putting people out of homes, you know what I'm saying? They got shit now where, you know, you got to be vaccinated to get a damn apartment. You know, they even coming to the point now where they're saying, oh, you can't be on social media if you don't show proof of vaccinations. So, okay.
Co-workers, they feel the same way. I mean, a lot of them, when we started off this program, there was several hundred that were willing to get fired. Well, then they started looking at their finances. They looked at what they can do, and they decided to take the vaccination. The question that people...
Yeah, like so many people do, because they already know how to pull your strings, you know. They make you love everything that they have here to offer you, and you can't have none of that shit that they offering you without a damn job or some of that money that they made for you to buy all of the shit that they made for you to love. So, of course, when they tell you, hey, you ain't gonna be able to buy all of this shit right here, what you gonna do? You weak ones, yeah, you weak ones, y'all say, you know what, let me get that vaccine because I still want to be here buying this dumb shit. So, hey, you know, and you want me to have sympathy. I'm not because, you know, this story seems dumb to me right here. You know, what? And then this one makes the whole news, the whole Fox News, to tell us the whole damn story about it. So now what? We supposed to have some sympathy now? There's no sympathy for this, to me. The sympathy is for us, the ones that's been always abused and mistreated and now being killed, by government, And up until they came to these ones here that was, that are still, enforcing the law, that tells us that we have to do this, you guys are still enforcing that. You're enforcing the mandate because that's part of the law, and y'all enforcing the law. You're part of the masking, and you're enforcing that because you're the law, and you're enforcing it. You know what I'm saying? And now all of a sudden, like I said, it got to this point here for you to stop, for you to have some concern, because now your livelihood is being tested. So now you want us to have compassion. Because your livelihood is being tested now. You didn't have a problem with nobody else's livelihood being tested. Nobody losing nothing, until it came to you. Then you have concern. That seems like some more devil selfish shit. You know what I'm saying?
Aren't asking are how many people that are vaccinated that are still willing to leave. And I've actually asked my command, and I've asked several other people.
None of them, because once they took the vaccine, that ensured them that they didn't have to leave. So what?
Nobody wants to answer that. I can tell you it's going to be probably double numbers. The people that have taken the vaccination in the state of Washington, trooper-wise, we're talking DOT, we're talking fire, we're talking buses, all these folks, they really did it long enough to finish off their careers, the few months, or to find another job.
Wow.
So the people that are supposed to be leaving today, that's a drop in the bucket, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, I would be concerned about the safety of the future of the state.
The choices.
Nobody's concerned about the safety of the future of the state because you losing your job because you won't take the vaccine. So now we all got to be scared to death now that, oh my goodness, we're going to be overrun by crime and overran by all of this type of shit here now because y'all ain't got no job. Okay.
That people like you are being forced to make are pretty unbelievable. I was reading a portion of your bio, and you seem like a fantastic police officer. Delivered a baby in your first year as an officer. You also received the Red Cross Real Life Heroes Award.
Well, there you go. You got the Vampire Award. Okay.
I wanted to highlight those two things and many other accomplishments. So it is certainly Washington State's loss to no longer have you on the force. We did reach out to Governor Inslee's office for a statement, have not heard back. But Robert LeMay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it. And best of luck.
Yeah. Okay, so that's my take on the police losing their jobs because they're not taking the vaccine. I don't know. And I got family members that are police officers too, and hey, kudos. I hope you don't take the vaccine. You know what I'm saying? But that's a choice everyone's gonna have to make. And I'm not looking at these people here, especially the police type, where you guys have enforced every single thing up until the point that they put that shot to your ass. You know what I'm saying? So you enforced everything. You enforced our babies being in masks. You enforced our elderly being in masks. You guys enforced, our elderly being separated and locked away. And you guys made sure we couldn't go and see them. You know what I'm saying? You guys enforced every fucking thing up until the point that they put that vaccine to your ass. So, to you guys, I say, hey, the same shit y'all told us, you know what I'm saying, when we lost our shit due to the vaccine. All right, y'all be safe out here. I love you.